Actually, you're going to stay for the next one, which is the Bogue Stewart Master Plan MOU with Sutter County.
So this evening, it's my pleasure to talk about a MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding between the city and the county. Last Tuesday evening, this item was considered by the Board of Supervisors and was approved by the Board of Supervisors on a 4-1 vote. A little bit of background. Sutter County adopted a 2030 general plan back in March of 2011. As part of that general plan, and actually there was a joint meeting between the city and the county where they discussed what was called the possible future sphere of influence, both south of Yuba City and then also around Live Oak. And as the county adopted their general plan, they had a few general plan policies or land use policies that were discussed. And one of them was if there was ever a consideration to expand into outside the existing sphere of influence, an MOU was required to be entered into between the city and the county. After the county's general plan was adopted back in, I think it was 2014, we actually had a property owner approach the city and state that they wanted to do a development south of Bogue Road. Property owners are the farmers that are there that own the former what's commonly referred to as Newcomb Ranch, and the project is called the Bogue Stewart Master Plan. At that time, we told the property owner that they would actually need to have a public meeting. So a public meeting was held, and all property owners south of Bogue Road within the possible future sphere of influence were contacted. What were the boundaries? The boundaries were what's here in yellow, but it went all the way down to Berry Road. At that community meeting, so this is Highway 99, this is Walton, and this is Stewart. At that community meeting, the area south of Stewart has a significant amount of residential development, ranchettes, as they called themselves. And these residents were pretty emphatic about, hey, we're not really interested in seeing the city's sphere of influence travel south of Stewart Road. So that was the first meeting that was held related to any type of development of this project. It was not required, but we required the developer. This was a number of years ago. This process has taken a significant amount of time to move forward. Approximately 18 months ago, we sent a draft MOU to the county, and it's taken us this long to actually get to the point to where there's an MOU before you. That MOU has a variety of issues. They go over a number of Sutter County general plan policies. It's policy 5.4, 5.5, 5.9, and 5.10. One of them would require the city to actually submit an application to amend their general plan. Currently, it states that the sphere of influence should not expand until there's substantial build-out of the existing sphere of influence. For a variety of reasons, that's not possible. And this project would help see development move to the west. And so this expansion of the sphere of influence would actually be beneficial to seeing the rest of the project, the rest of the city's existing sphere of influence develop. Doug Libby at the county mentioned that in his presentation and talked about being supportive of this project moving forward. As relates to the MOU, we will also need to either expand our existing tax sharing agreement or enter into a new tax sharing agreement with Sutter County to provide a tax sharing agreement for this new area outside of our existing sphere of influence. It also talks about how the county does not support what's called unincorporated islands. We have met with the LAFCO executive director, and he has said if this project was to move forward, that it would not create an island. He did not get into any specifics, but he said, as long as you're not closing off the area where the existing city ends and where an existing city might start, that he did not see it as being an island. That being said, this project is just the sphere of influence. Once the sphere of influence was approved, then a developer could come forward and go forward with an actual annexation process into the city. LAFCO is the one that makes the determination on what is an island or what is not an island. The city council sits on that along with the board of supervisors, City of Live Oak, special districts, and a public member. And they're the ones who will make the determination if it's an island or not. I know residents have stated it's already an island. According to the LAFCO executive director in our meetings with him, he said it's currently not, and that a good portion of this project could move forward without it creating an island, and so that he could see this development move forward. As it relates to other public outreach, as Mrs. Figueroa had mentioned, we actually did have one scoping meeting as related to the environmental document for this project. That was the second community meeting. I don't know if you were able to attend that, Ms. Figueroa. And then, of course, we'll have other meetings as this project moves forward. Obviously, one of the things that we hear anytime there's development behind a home that's had trees behind it, it's a significant change. But we definitely take into consideration residents' comments throughout the process and try to make sure that the project is compatible for what the city, for current and future city residents. But I can tell you, anyone who has an orchard currently in their backyard that there could be residential homes, that there is a significant difference. And the property owners here are looking to, behind Mrs. Figueroa, I believe, to put it into residential homes. Again, there will be multiple public meetings where this will be considered for property owners to express their comments. Also, the environmental document will go out for public comment, and residents will be notified. So tonight, we'd ask that you adopt the MOU between the city and the county, which will move forward the next step of the Bogue-Stewart Master Plan area.
Okay. Bring it back to council for any questions of Darren at this time or comments. No.
Not really a question. I know the look in Darren's face sometimes when he was talking and kind of towards me is, I was actually county supervisor at the time. This was actually all, the general plan was completely revamped at the county. Policies, actions, everything. It hadn't been done in so long. They were trying to figure out how old some of them were, the policies, and some of them they couldn't hardly figure out. The dates were so old. And so we did that and tried to make it something that would make sure that things would be compatible. If the county ever developed inside of there, they would be compatible with whatever the city would be able to do there. That would just, the cooperation we try to do between city and county is actually sometimes difficult because of rural and urban types of uses or visions and goals. But in this area, we had determined that whatever the city, perhaps maybe in the future, would want to do there would be something we would consider. So your perhaps maybe did actually come from our meetings. And it was actually a little more complicated saying it was weird, but it was the only way we could do it. But with that, I would like to recommend that we adopt a memorandum of understanding between Whoops.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's somebody else.
We have some public comments as well.
Oh, there are public
I have
comments?
some, yeah.
Okay.
So I just,
And
any
I'll
other
wait.
comments, questions from council? Okay. I do have a written request, or not a written request, but a request to speak from Bob Renton on this item.
Yes, I would like to retract my request.
Okay.
And thank you very much for the opportunity.
No problem. Anybody else that would like to speak?
Mayor, I did fail to recognize, we do have Sean Menard, who's here representing the applicant for for I think a couple of the projects. I'll let him explain which property owners he represents.
Absolutely.
Mayor, members of the council, I'm Sean Menard with MHM Engineering, 1204 East Street, Marysville. As Darren said, MHM represents approximately 280 acres of landowners in this area, mostly right along the Highway 99 corridor. And our clients have been pursuing this. I started working on this project in 2013 with the initial conversations with the county and the city staff. And then we've worked continuously since that time, and we're getting closer, and this is one of the big steps to seeing this project move forward. And we support this, the MOU. We also supported it working with the county. And we look forward to moving one step closer to the finish line or getting entitlements on this property. What we're planning is a mixed-use project. Many of the features you guys described here tonight in the previous presentation, this project or our clients' portions of the project have many of those features or all those features. So we look forward to moving this project on and moving it to the next step.
Right.
So if you have any questions, I can try to answer them.
Right, thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else who would like to speak? No? Okay, back to council for any comments, questions, or action.
I want to apologize for jumping the gun on that. But it's great to see this happening going through the proper process, which is unfortunately long and arduous. You have to go through many different agencies and processes to get there, and LAFCO is one of them. Local area government formation, I can't remember, I'm always forgetting which order the words go in. But I'm pleased that it is getting to this point. So I'd like to move to adopt a memorandum of understanding between the City of Yuba City and Sutter County regarding the expansion of Yuba City's sphere of influence for the Bogue Stewart Master Plan area.
Do we have a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Great, thank you.